There it is. Hello.
All right, I have Brenda.
Hello. Clyde, did you check their mics yet?
No, I asked them.
Barry, can we start with you? You might, yes, mine.
Hello? Okay.
Goodbye.
Hello?
Yeah, that works.
Something's wrong with this mic.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
I still need a mic. It's coming in and out.
This is usually the best one.
Your mic right next to the speaker, so if you want to say. Yep, we got you. Did we just lose someone? Remember somebody just.
Somebody's heartbeat. Somebody's heartbeat.
I tried on the other line, but can't get through.
I got it. Okay, got you. I don't know what happened, but then I'm back where you were.
The meeting will now come to order. You hear that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't need that tomorrow
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for those who are struggling.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, Debbie.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Donna Mosier.
Here.
Ed Weiner.
Here.
Susan Muniak.
Here.
Brenda Owens.
Brenda,
Lumaine Nyford.
here.
Barry Burgess.
Here.
Jennifer Smiley.
Here.
And Beverly Hasty.
Here. John, do we have a proof of notice?
Yes, Beverly, as per your documents and Florida statute, notice was posted.
Thank you. Disposition of prior meeting minutes. I have a motion to accept.
I move that we accept the Minutes from the prior meeting, September 15th, 2021.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Treasurer's report, can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion that we approve the treasurer's report and accept it as passed out at the door.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Manager's report.
So first on the list is the landscaping project. We don't have an exact date that he plans on starting, but we're hopeful that it'll be next week. And hopeful also that it'll be completed during the month of October. We have an update on the pool deck lighting later on the agenda for today. The A to Z Tree Services did a great job removing those 2 oak trees. That's been completed. The stucco work on the clubhouse has been completed. They did a fine job on that as well. Maintenance staff is being spending a lot of time getting ready for the bocce season and the recreation courts in general, and getting ready for the landscaping project. We also have a proposal later on in the agenda to replace the felt on the billiard tables. Violations for the month of September are total violations 247. Of those new are 137. Resolved violations are 159.
Thank you, John. Yes, you want to comment?
I just want to give a thank you for all the plants that were moved that would have normally been tossed. Our maintenance turned all the plants that were along the side that were going to be removed for the new landscaping and planted them throughout the tennis courts and the parking lot. And I appreciate that. It looks very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Art Committee, Russell Rogers.
A while there, I thought I was at the beach compared to this white waves. Maybe you are. Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yes, Russell Rogers, 8224 Lower Del Rio Drive. The art committee met on Wednesday morning. We reviewed 17 requests, 15 was approved, 2 was sent back for not enough information.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the 15 approved?
Okay.
Thank you, Sue. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And we need a motion to deny the 2 that were denied.
I move that we deny the 2 that are lacking information.
Okay. Second. Okay, thank you. Any discussion on that? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Alrighty. Committee reports, Live Oaks. I understand the Vice President is going to handle this.
Good morning, board members. Jerry Beers, 3326 Monterey, here representing Connie Arneman for the Live Oaks report. I'm just going to read what she gave, and you guys all have a copy. The Live Oaks board met this past Tuesday, the monthly meeting. Events were planned and discussed for October, November, and December. Attaches an invoice for the public catering for the estimated balance of $4,246.98 due 1 week prior to the open house event on December 5th. We can cancel or change can be made up on as well as 1 week in advance. Live Oaks Club will also bill Tosca for the beverage, plates, cups, and napkins and plasticware not to exceed $5,000 total budget. Live Oaks Club will furnish table coverings and alcohol for the punch. Tuesday night parking lot party will start again on November 9th with Johnny D and a food truck. This coming Tuesday, October 5th is the first Live Oaks meeting, and the social starts at 7 p.m. And keep in mind, without volunteers, we cannot have events. So to encourage all your friends and neighbors to get involved in Live Oaks Club events. Thank you for your support of the Live Oaks Club. Respectfully submitted, Connie on.
Thank you, Jerry.
Any questions? Do you guys have a copy of the invoice?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Thank you.
We already approved $5,000 for it, so there's nothing else to be done, I don't think, unless you want to change anything on what. Okay. Yep, it's very good. Finance Committee.
Good morning. Patricia French Wisewood, 7024-13A06 for the Finance Committee. The committee met on Monday, September 27th.
Can't hear, is she using the mic?
Yes.
It's working.
Yeah, I don't think it's working either. I turned it on.
Is it on at the mic, Patty?
Yeah, it's on. I turned the light on.
Hello.
It's working.
Let's start over. Patricia French Wisewood for the Finance Committee, 7024-13A06. The committee met on Monday, September 27th. So these numbers are up to date. We had one question for the treasurer. We had costs for mailing of paychecks, and we questioned that. Well, the answer is that the paychecks are direct deposits, but the stubs are mailed directly to each one of the employees. And the committee wanted the board to know that last year we paid $2,971 for the truck insurance. This year we paid $5,016 for the insurance for the truck and 2 golf carts. And we are running a little high for the maintenance fees, but it should even out over the course of the year. And the next meeting will be Monday, October 25th.
Thank you, Patty. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna wait on this till we get down to that. Pool lighting on the deck. I have some good news and some bad news. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right, though.
You were waving at me, so.
I sent it down, but I sent it down. It wasn't very.
Liz Goodnow, 106 Way Mare Vista Drive. The following violations.
Speak better into the, because we can't hear
The
you.
following, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. The following violations were approved by the board of directors on the 9/6/21 meeting. 5 hearings were held on 9/29. They were as follows: Mare Vista Drive, it was, the driveway was painted without an arc. That was, the fine was enforced because the Cleaner Drive, maintenance of a mailbox, the fine was enforced there. San Bernardino Drive, landscaping, fine enforced. These fines were $50 a day up to $5,000. Fines that were not enforced were Winding Wood, where there was dirt along the side of the house. That fine was not enforced. It had been corrected and office was notified. Rollingwood Drive, concrete on the sidewalk, that was corrected, and fine not sent it, but the fine was not enforced. And we received a letter and a picture from the owner, so it was that.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And sorry I overlooked you. Okay, back to the pool deck lighting. The new fix to that was installed yesterday, I believe, or the day before. And the electrician came out this morning to verify that we would pass, and we did not. So therefore, they have to order more lights to be put in. The pool, we have to have a motion, the pool will have to be closed. We have to change the hours because it's getting dark earlier. So I need a motion made that the pool is closed until 8 in the morning and it closes at 7 at night. Okay.
I move, unfortunately, change pool hours until a remedy is found to 8 in the morning till 7 p.m.
I have a second so we can discuss that.
Second,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so do you have any discussion?
Why didn't we pass? What was the reason for not passing?
Because they need 2 more lights. It was dark at the black, what do they call that, the belly band?
The what?
The belly band on the pool, it was too dark, like going down into the
The line,
line
that's
there.
called a belly band. Apparently that's where it was still dark.
Did he try adjusting the lights that are out there?
Johnny,
John, were you
take care
there?
of that?
So Mark was here this morning when the electrician came. On the far side of the pool, we're dark in the same spot. We think we're expecting some form of a proposal back from him today to correct that. And his correction is probably going to be to take that middle light fixture, take the new head off of that and put 3 of the same that he put on the other poles. On this side of the pool, he thinks we're going to pass with the canopy, with the awning lights on. The problem is the awning lights are on switches. And the engineer had a problem with those being able to be turned off before. So this side may be good, but we may have to change those to photocells or timers to get the awning lights to come on and stay on. So we're expecting some form of a proposal from him today. And we're not sure.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Sue.
How many additional lights and where are they gonna put them?
So we think we think what's going to be on his proposal is to take the middle light fixture on the far side of the pool, to take the new single head off and put 3 of the square LEDs on that one post.
Jeez.
Yes.
I tell you, I wish we could go back to what we were originally gonna do, but the engineer was pretty sure would pass. Because this is ridiculous. It's been closed for so long and it didn't fix it.
Okay, go ahead, Renee.
Are the poles that are out there in the same place as they were before the new paving was put in? Can I ask what happened to the lights that were out there?
Most of those lights, the ones that could be salvaged, we used those to replace the old fixtures in front of the clubhouse.
The original lights? Okay, so what would it take to get the original lights back and installed?
I don't know.
Or to replace what's out there with the original lights?
But we have those little spots on them too.
But that worked.
I have no idea because I'm not an electrician.
Well, I know that for sure we knew that worked.
Well, we knew that worked and got it certified 8 years ago. I'm not so sure today.
Well, I doubt if they've changed the certification requirements since then. I mean, that certainly lit everything that was out there.
And they were on shorter poles. But I don't understand why it didn't pass, because I went out there and looked and there was plenty of light there.
He had his light meter out. We were 2 point something in more than one location, and it's supposed to be 3.
And how many locations are we allowed to not have the 3? Remember, we had said if you passed in so many except for.
No, I think, well, the state requirement, I think, is 5 feet from the pool's edge. The entire perimeter of the pool has to be 3 lumens or higher.
What I'm asking is how many areas did not pass? Because I know the ones down by the bathhouses, that had to pass.
So the same area as before, on the far side by the belly band, directly in the middle of where the 2 posts are.
Mhm.
And then I believe on the far side, going towards the corner and going towards the bathhouse, that was borderline. That's why he wants to put 3 fixtures on the one pole to put more light in that direction as well.
And we're allowed to not pass in one section now, is that correct?
Now, so the official answer is you must be 3 lumens or higher for the entire perimeter of the pool.
I thought originally we were allowed 2 that were lower.
You're talking about an unofficial conversation with the engineer, but officially, it's 3 lumens around the entire perimeter. Unofficially now, he may, if we bring the engineer back out, he may let us slide with the awning lights if they're on. But before he said, because they're on a switch that anyone can turn off, he had a problem.
Well, I think that can be remedied easily enough. I mean, we have other lights.
Why did they put those lights on the far poles instead of I thought they were supposed to put them on the middle poles.
Yeah, that's what we thought originally, and I think that probably would have worked.
I know we talked about it when they came and there was some confusion as to which poles, and when, I don't know, there was confusion when, every time we talked to them, there seemed to be confusion about that.
I really think we need to meet with him and talk to him about that, because he has a light that shines down. We had no problem with the light at the far end, and that one was shining down. If we exchange them with the ones in the middle, you have the light shining down in the areas where we did not pass, and then you have the ones that shine out. I think just by switching those 2, we most certainly should pass then, and should be a lot less problems. We wouldn't have to wait for more parts. It could be done right away. Maybe we need to meet with him and talk about that.
Maybe it could be some juggling with
what we have.
Maybe put a head back in the far corner and switch the 2 spots to the middle, or.
And that would be quicker.
Much quicker.
Yeah.
Mark just told me that's one of his options that he was considering.
Okay.
Can we get him back in here soon?
He was going to either reach out to the office or Don or whoever later on today.
Okay.
I think he was going to check availability and see what the best options were.
Well, I don't think we wouldn't have to wait for availability if he moves the parts that we already have and replaces what we had. That's the biggest thing, is we don't want to wait for more parts.
Did we keep those lights that he took off? Okay.
And I really think that he should be contacting you. Would you contact him, John? So that we all know what's going on? All right, thank you.
Okay, is there any discussion about, the time change on the pool until we can get this fixed? Okay, so John.
Because this is time sensitive, are we going to want to approve any form of a dollar amount to proceed, or are we assuming it's less than $2,000 and I'm just going to go with whatever because we don't want to wait for a meeting to approve whatever's next.
They put them on the wrong poles. I don't feel that we should have to pay again, but I bet we do.
Well, we probably will, because when he came back and talked to us and said that's where they were going, we kind of agreed we should have just stuck with where we were, but we thought that would work.
All right. Do you think it'd be more than 2,000?
It better not be.
Okay. All right. Are we gonna authorize John to? We do have a motion on the floor right now that we have to vote on.
So I guess it's 2 motions, right? One to choose the time.
Yeah.
And the operation hours, and one to stay with the current electrician up to $1
Yeah, okay, so let's vote on the, changing the time for the night swimming. For dark swimming. Okay, Debbie, could you clarify that vote, that motion?
To adjust the pool hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. until a remedy is found on proper lighting.
No, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
8 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, because it's not.
Sunrise is until after, it's almost 7:30 right now. And it has to be a half hour after sunrise.
8 a.m. Okay. to 7 p.m.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Now I need a motion to allow John to authorize any payment. Go ahead, Lemay.
I make a motion that we allow payment of up to $2,000 to Man Electric to remedy the situation with the lights.
A second? Okay, Donna seconds. Okay. Is there any discussion from the board?
I don't think we should have to pay anything because he put them on the wrong poles.
You know how
So,
that goes.
I mean, I think the first thing we should do is say, well, you told us that you would make sure they pass, so switch them around for us and see if they pass that way before we offer them any more money.
Okay.
I agree, but we need to put something in effect just so that it doesn't get held up.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, I would like to introduce Lisa Martino, who is the Driftwood Committee Chairperson. And we are going to talk about Driftwood deed restrictions.
Good morning. It's nice to be here. I have not met all of you, so it's nice to meet.
Nice to meet all of you.
Can you have her speak louder?
We're trying to
Okay,
take
so
the
yeah.
mic off and talk with
Can you
this
turn,
person.
can you turn the mic
Can you hear me
up?
now? Yes,
Okay,
that's better.
Lisa Martino, 10982 Pepper Tree Lane. Really happy to be here to meet the rest of the board and explain what the committee has done. I believe we have done a phenomenal job. We have to date 105 resolved violations, which are fully documented. We have 5 that are going before the board on October 8th. We have 10 that are first notice, and we have 4 resolved, which brings us to a total of 105. It's taken a long time to get things rolling. Nothing has been done in Driftwood Village for a long time, and I believe that the committee is really devoted and dedicated to make changes. We're trying to work with the homeowners, those that have issues. We're trying as compatible as possible, as compassionate as possible, so everyone can have their homes up to speed. The committee has worked very long hours and very hard to accomplish this, and we're very pleased with the results. I know my probation was 3 months, and I feel that at the end of this period, that the committee has really proven that we can represent Driftwood Village and make the improvements that need to be made, and we continue to do so.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How many people do you have on your committee?
The committee is 6 people. That was approved by the board at our very first meeting.
Okay, and all 6 are still?
All 6 are still actively involved. Some more than others. One had a heart attack, so she's been, recouping, and the others they all have their place and their function. It's working very well.
Okay. Anybody on the board have any questions for Lisa?
No, congratulations and thank you for doing the job that you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lisa.
Sure.
Cell tower proposal. The only discussion that we're gonna have, John is gonna take care of that.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I was going back to that too, Barry.
In light of the committee report that Lisa just did, I want to make sure that there's no unanswered questions and that they have a clear understanding of the way the board feels about the way she's doing. In regards to that, hang on a second. What I would like to do is make a motion. I move that Driftwood Committee continue doing the violations and follow up just as they have been doing, period. No more trials or time to see if they're going to do the job. I think she's shown that they're doing the job, and so I would move that the committee is allowed to continue doing the violations and follow up just as they've been doing.
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any more discussion from the board? Yes.
I appreciate the work that the committee has done, but in the long run, I think if we had one person's eyes looking at all the problems, we'd have a consistent violation system, but that's only my opinion.
Thank you. Okay, now we have a vote on the table.
We have a roll call, please.
Sure.
I have Donna Mosier, Ed Weiner,
Yay.
Susan Muniak,
Yes.
Brenda Owens. Lemay Nyford,
Yes.
Barry Burgess,
Yes.
Jennifer Smiley, Beverly Hasty.
Yes. Thank you again, Lisa, doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, cell tower.
So we have a meeting, the postcards went out for notice for the meeting. We have a meeting scheduled for next Friday at 9 a.m. There will be a representative from the cell tower company to answer any homeowner questions at that time. And I believe at that meeting, the board will make their decision as to proceed or not proceed to executing that agreement.
Okay, thank you. You have a question, Lemay?
Can we have a sign-up paper for people who want to ask questions? I had someone ask me about that, if they would be able to speak, what did they have to do?
Well, with,
A town hall meeting.
well, it's a scheduled board meeting also, so every homeowner who attends will have their 3 minutes.
Okay, so we don't need sign-up, they just line up at the podium.
For the board to make a decision, it's got to be a board of directors meeting, so.
Okay.
And if it's a posted, scheduled board meeting, they're entitled to 3 minutes per topic.
And I gave a copy of where the cell tower is going, as well as a picture of the cell tower. My husband has it, if he doesn't mind. Did you pass it around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they're also in the office for anyone who wants to come down and check it out.
Okay, 8740 Woodcrest Drive, review of the Horseshoe Court request. Myself, Jennifer, and Donna went to this gentleman's house and looked it all over, and we believe that it's okay. It's got plenty of room for it, plenty of room. And the neighbors don't mind, they've been polled, so we need a motion. Jennifer?
I move that we approve the Horseshoe Court request at 8740 Woodcrest.
Donna?
And I also wanted to say the area that he had talked about building the thing, when he first came out about it, it sounded like it was gonna be a lot bigger than it was, but it's not quite as big as it sounds. So it's well within regulation.
Second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, you want to have discussion?
I just had a question. I want to reiterate that you did talk to the neighbors around him and they were good with it.
He talked to the neighbors.
Okay, because I would hate to vote no, but I would be concerned if I lived next door to the guy, if I was going to hear ding, ding, ding all day long.
He has a 6-foot white vinyl fence in the back, which is a considerable distance from the proposed court. He only has one open chain link fence neighbor who has no opposition to it, which he's also going to refence down the line. I don't think it's any worse than any of the other noises, karaoke parties, et cetera, that we lived with, so.
Okay, as long as this don't come back to bite us at some point where neighbors are lining up here complaining because he's making all kinds of racket all day and night.
I don't think he's going to be doing that.
I think our first concern was that he was going to have tournaments there.